everyone, I just wanted to share with you a quick tip for getting the most out of your supplies. So I am both a card maker and a scrapbooker, and so I tend to go through a fair bit of cardstock, and I started out buying separate 12 by 12 sheets and also pre-folded cards, but I found it got quite expensive the more I got into crafts, so decided to stick with the 12 by 12 and cut down my own cards and fold them. I find I don't mind doing it. I know some card makers tend to prefer to buy theirs pre-cut and sometimes pre-folded, but I don't mind, and I think it gives you a little bit more flexibility as well. So I wanted to show you how I would normally go about this process. So I've got a 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock here, and I usually buy these in bulk packs, so I tend to go through a fair few of these. So what I normally do is take my paper trimmer, and sometimes I'll do multiples at a time, and I actually cut the edge off. So I cut off, depending on what I'm using it for, sometimes I'll cut off 10 centimeters, and so that will leave on this side 20.5, and sometimes I cut off 10.5 and have this strip a little bit wider. So then what I would do is cut that in half, and I get 2 cards out of that I can make. So then I will put that to the side for now, but it's this leftover piece that people tend to struggle with a little bit. So there's a couple of things you can do. The first thing that you can do is actually to cut that strip in half as well. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces here that I've cut in half, and then what you do is actually make mini cards. So just fold that down with the bone scorer, and you've got yourself a cute little card. Now this would be great to make little Christmas cards, or cards that go onto presents. You can punch a hole and just have it hanging off like that, or cards that you can attach to a bag. So there's lots of different ways you can use this, and I am going to do a video later on showing you how to get creative with the smaller cards. The other thing I really like to do is actually to have the top folding cards, and people tend to forget about top folding cards. So just folding that big piece in half, and I'll get the bone scorer, like so, and you end up with a card that opens out that way. And I find sometimes some of the longer designs work better with these cards, and I've made plenty of cards with that kind of design. The other thing that you can do is actually have it as a side opening card like this, and it's very unusual, but I think it actually does work. So having a card that opens that way, and doing it in a landscape rather than a portrait, is actually a really creative way to get the best out of your cardstock. So next time you're going to pick up one of those pre-cut, pre-cut sort of C6 cards, I'd encourage you to think about how you can get the most out of it. So generally, you can pick up cardstock for, probably around the $1 mark, which means that you're paying 33 cents a card. So really great way to save money and get the most out of your cardstock, and also means that you don't have to buy multiple packs of different colours of cards. You can just buy one stack of multiple colours in a 12 by 12 sheet, and then you can cut it as you go. So yeah, I think this is a great technique, and generally I don't buy the cards anymore. I hope that tip helped, and encourage you to have an experiment with the different styles of cards that you can create with the 12 by 12 sheet. Thanks for watching.